Attack on Titan has come to an end, and while I consider it largely well written, there are some glaring issues that I think warrant attention, which is what I will be covering in this video. The first will be Ymir and Fritz's relationship, the second is plot armor, and the last is Onus. First, the idea that Ymir loved Fritz makes no sense. The more sensical relationship that would also better fit into the overall story is by making them childhood friends and lovers, as this would serve to create a parallel to Eren and Mikasa's relationship, which I'll explain later. To elaborate, instead of Fritz being the invader, he could just be Ymir's childhood friend, who promised to marry her when they were older. The invaders would still come, and Ymir is still given some reason to be hunted, which results in her attaining the Titan powers. But upon her return, she would liberate her village instead, after which Fritz would marry her. Afterwards, Fritz uses Ymir to take revenge and to conquer other tribes, until they eventually formed the Empire. There would also be some scenes that showed Fritz slowly dehumanizing her from being his wife to simply the hero of Eldia. Now the story is obviously about the cycle of hate, so after changing relationship between Ymir and Fritz, we can now see how similar the two are to Eren and Mikasa. Eren and Mikasa are also childhood friends, but with the Titan powers reversed in the genders. However, each of their respective genders still plays the same role. The women act like the protectors to their lover, while the men act upon their ambition and subsequently push away their lovers. With this new change, I think the theme of the cycle of hate and history repeating itself comes through much better. My second issue is plot armor. Now, Attack on Titan is not known for its plot armor. When people are saved, others have to pay their life for it. But there's a display of plot armor that I find too egregious to ignore, which is the boat scene. There's just so much wrong with this part, from Kiyomi overpowering the guards and then conveniently not being shot when the reinforcements arrive, and Armin not being shot when there's literally a gun to his head. I honestly don't know how to fix it to make it more believable and less convenient, but I just wanted to rant about this scene. The last is Onus. In the credits, you can see that war eventually continued, with the implication that persecution against Eldians eventually revived. This means that the efforts of Mikasa and the others were futile, which now puts the onus for these events on them, as they were the ones who stopped Eren. So rather than being the heroes that they thought they were, they can be seen as enablers. This is why Eren should have successfully genocided every other race, as this would then place the onus on Eren. But the moral of the story is hate, and we can still show this by demonstrating that Eren's objective ultimately failed through a different post-credit scene. We could see a society divided between Marians, who are the peasant class, Rosians, who are the middle class, and Sinans, who are the upper class, with a scene showing aristocratic Sinans talking disparagingly of Rosians and Marians. This would show that Eren's efforts were ultimately futile, as hate and discrimination will always find a way. There is, however, also one other issue, being that Eren has a reduction of onus, as he mentions the jumbling of memories, which is almost like having a mental illness. Instead, this should have been an exploration of feeling trapped by the circumstances of fate, like being born as an Eldian, and the consequences of his actions, like attacking the outside world. Overall, with these changes, I feel that Attack on Titan would have been the perfect story, as it would be more consistent and fit the main theme better.